E13. We're back after the winter break, and we're back into the league. We've got Gent today at home, and then Anderlecht away. Two top of the table clashes. Gent, as you can see from the table, just 1 point ahead of us. And I believe this might be our game in hand on OHL. So if we win or draw, puts us up towards third, trying to bridge the gap between us and Genk, and obviously Anderlecht as well. Top of the league currently, so hard to catch them, but a couple of wins today and we could be right back in the mix. Obviously last episode I brought you the two friendlies, Vålerenga and Ajax. Two contrasting results, well, a draw and a loss. Obviously that penalty win with Vålerenga makes it look a bit better. I have been trialling a slightly different tactic, which has, I mean, it didn't particularly work. Well, it didn't not work against Ajax. Obviously the result wasn't quite as good as we wanted, but I'm going to stick with it today. They're looking quite familiar with it. Might take a few games to get used to it. If it doesn't work in these against the bigger teams, then we probably know it doesn't work. But the team for today. So, actually, wait before we go any further. Transfers. We're obviously in January. A few transfers you knew about. Some might have come as a surprise. So, in terms of you knew these two were happening. I told you about these a couple of episodes ago. Dries Wouters from Genk for 15 million. 24-year-old Belgian central defender. Comes in as one of the best defenders at the club. He's obviously Belgian, so that helps massively with the registration rules. Has played a lot for Genk over the past few years. Always performs well. Pops up with a few goals and assists. So I'm glad to have him on board. He comes straight in as a starter. And Sofian Keane, another Belgian, 24-year-old central midfielder, comes in from Chievo for £145,000. Hasn't really played a lot for them, and when he has done, hasn't looked that good. His stats aren't too bad. Passing lacking slightly, I suppose. But the rest are sort of average. Won't ever be a starter for us, I don't think, but another Belgian in the team, and for a very cheap fee, and his wages aren't a problem either, so happy to have him on board. In terms of outs, get to January, here we go. So Mubanje obviously agreed a move to Lens, 31-year-old left back. Has always played quite well for us in the few seasons he's been here, but his contract was out at the end of the year, and obviously he isn't Belgian, so thought we'd move him on. We finally shifted Walter Benitez, a player that's never played for me at Brugge. The 29-year-old Argentinian goalkeeper was out on loan at Bait, and then we finally sold him to Rosario for 500k. I think his contract might have been out at the end of the year as well, or maybe the year after. But we've moved him on. Marcus Nakim has been hunting for some first team football, which he just hasn't been getting here, unfortunately. Has gone out on loan to Norwich until the end of the season. Hopefully gets a run of games and can come back and potentially challenge at the back. Nothing wrong with him. I love him, obviously. But just doesn't quite oust Briancon or, well, it was Denswell, but now it's Wouters as well. Indy Boonen came back from his loan at somewhere, I've forgotten where it was. But anyway, he's gone straight back out on loan again to Norrköping, who obviously we played in the Europa League. And again, hopefully he can get 6 months of football under his belt and could come back and be a part of the side next season. Isn't a bad player, but won't be playing for us this season. The big one really is Kojikaru. Was kicking up a bit of a fuss about wanting to leave. Hasn't been excellent for us this season. So we've sold him on to Real Spallis. I think that's Betis, going by the colours. So we got 3 million for him, rising to 4 potentially, which is, I'm sad to see him go. He's been a good servant to us, but I think it was time for him to move on. Victor van Kerhoven, just a young defensive midfielder, moved on for free. Had been on the bench for a while this season because he was Belgian, but yeah, not very good. So we've moved him on. Obviously, Kleiber hasn't yet left. He leaves next week to Steaua Bucharest. And that's about it, really. We haven't brought in another keeper then, obviously, as you've probably deduced. So we are going with Jari de Busa until the end of the season. 22-year-old Belgian. Statistically, I don't think he's too far behind what Kojikaru was. Slightly younger, obviously, so... but yeah, no, I'm willing to give him a go. And the back four then, Murasan and Sessignon are now playing as complete wing backs. Something I'm trialling. Briancon and Wouters at the back. Briancon now on a ball playing defender role, something which he suits down to the ground. Wouters alongside him for his league debut today. In the midfield, Sasa and Van Aken, nothing's changed there. Van Aken hasn't been overly brilliant recently. Might be a time to give Gaspar a run in the team. We'll see how Van Aken does in the next few games. We've got Nelson on the right, Alexiev on the left, Hrick behind the striker, which is TriStar, obviously. Again, recent form has not been excellent. However, he has got 23 goals this season, so sort of just sticking faith with him. And I've now changed him to a complete forward as well. Something which I think might help get the best out of him. On the bench, Habib and Pile, play you might remember briefly from the back end of last year. Young Cameroonian goalkeeper, got, I think it might be 5-star potential, so he comes on the bench as our backup keeper now until the end of the season. Grace Kabangu, 21-year-old Belgian right back, had been out on loan in the second division to Mechelen, I think it is. But with Kleiber leaving, I thought I'd recall him and have him around as backup. Defensive stats aren't the best, however he has got 20 determination and his physicals are excellent. So I'm more than happy to give him a shot if needs be. Obviously Denswil, still at the club for now. Still wanted, still might try and move him on. Nothing wrong with him as a player, but if he wants to leave, he wants to leave, Hence, well, we've got Wouters in as well. Gaspar, as I was just mentioned, is on the bench. Sanchez as well. Vojvodik and Ugo Chukwu. Now we've got a few more Belgians knocking around the squad. Obviously with Kojikaru leaving, that means we can get another one in there. Debusa and Mpile are both homegrown. Kabangu is also homegrown, so he's on the bench as well. Wouters is homegrown, although Denswil was anyway. So the bench is a lot stronger now. Obviously before we were having to sort of make do with, I think we were always having a 16-year-old centre-back and central midfielder. But now we've got strength in every position on the bench. So hopefully that will go on to aid us until the end of the season. Cherney is back again from his injury, but doesn't quite make it onto the bench just yet. Vojvodik, actually, no, we are going to do that. Not for Sanchez, for Vojvodik. Vojvodik just hasn't really turned up this season. Yeah, he's only played off the bench, but I mean, still, a 6.66 isn't quite good enough. So, and yeah, players like Ademoglu, Hajdu, unlucky to miss out really, but that's the strength of the midfield that we've got. And obviously Barmos is there as well, for if Denswil does leave. Willems is our backup left back, 16-year-old Belgian. Looks like he's going to develop into a bit of a superstar, hopefully. And yeah, I think that's about it. I've added a few player instructions as well, nothing too major. Also a couple more team instructions. I forget which ones we've added. I think overlap is new, and these as well. They're closing down. I think we've gone to shorter passing as well rather than mixed. Obviously things that can be undone and changed. Bit of a trial at the moment just to see if this works. It's things I've been recommended by my friend Andy. Says it works for him on his game, so why not? Because our form has been all over the place. So, you know, mix it up a bit, try something a little bit different. Can't see why not. It's nothing like drastic, really. The shape of the team and the personnel are pretty much the same. It's just a few slight instructions. So Gent playing quite defensive actually, leaving Jordan Larson exposed up front on his own. Hopefully we can cut off the supply because he is a dangerous player. And yeah, hopefully we can yeah, get back to winning ways. Kick this second half, well, not half, second part of the season off nicely. We did head into the winter break in decent form, if I remember rightly. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, if we beat Gent today, we go above them, and we also go above OHL. It is our game in hand. I was right with that. So it is an important game. It would take us to 40 points if we were to win this today. 5 behind Genk with, what have we got, sort of 8 games left, something like that. So all to play for, really. We're not out of it yet. I was looking back at a couple of episodes from our first season with Brugge, and I said that the aim for this year would be to win the league. Obviously that's not quite happening, and I don't think it will happen this year, but we're building the squad, and hopefully next year it'll be our year. Larson's in here but puts it wide. That was okay. Nothing to worry about there. Sessignon with the ball, Alexiev, Sessignon, Sasa, ball in, TriStar. What a finish that is. Absolutely fantastic. Sasa's ball there was beautiful. Sessignon with the ball to Sasa. TriStar at the back post and just smashes it in. There was a hint of offside, but I think the right back was just playing him on. And that does indeed move us to third. But he lost 4 games, as I was saying last episode. It's not the worst record really. It's just those draws. Genk probably looking at it in the same. You know, they've only lost 1 game, but those 9 draws are just killing them a little bit and keeping them from being top. Sasa there just can't quite get it in. Hrick picks it up down the right. Vanaken, ball over to Nelson, goal. Oh, was that saved? I think it hit the post. A good chance though. Nelson unlucky there, and we look like we're playing well. Obviously, this change of instructions and stuff didn't really work against Ajax. I'm not sure if that was because they outclassed us or because I don't think there's a lot between us and Ajax really. I think I did take a slight step backwards when I left Ajax and joined Brugge, but I don't think there's too much between them. So I was a bit worried about today. I thought we might come unstuck again, but it seems to be working so far, so that's good. Hopefully it could undo Anderlecht in the next game and cut the gap to 6 points, which would be, well, it'd certainly make the rest of the season interesting. I'm going to get Gaspar on for Vanaken, Sanchez on for Hrick. Fresh legs in the midfield. Hopefully it can galvanise us. Nelson with the ball in. Gaspar to Alexiev. Sanchez. Oh, come on. Impact sub. Carlos Sanchez. Beautiful goal. Player that didn't really start his career very well, but has looked a lot better sort of around Christmas, just before Christmas, and then obviously that's a peach. Might be time to recall him to the starting lineup. Hrick obviously had a good spell, and he's a good player, no doubt in that. But Sanchez as well, you know, it's a tough one, tough decisions. Nelson's in. Oh, just wide. It's a great ball from TriStar. Sorry, Nelson, but you are going to make way. Cherney's going to get 20 minutes, help his fitness out. If he gets injured, I swear to God, I'm going to kick off. Into the last 10 minutes, looks like we're just going to creep to the full-time whistle, take the 2-0 win. That's the plan anyway. It's been a good performance. Defensive looked good. Debusa keeping a clean sheet. Hopefully, anyway. Hopefully I haven't spoken too soon. Don't go and attack now. Get it off him. Let Debusa have his clean sheet. Briancon deals with it. Gaspar, Sanchez, Cherney, Sasa, Sanchez. TriStar picks it up. Let Alexiev in. There you go. To Sessegnon. Ball in. Not quite good enough. Sasa out to Alexiev. Sessegnon. Oh, intercepted. Now they're breaking. Olayinka. Get to him then. No, Larson. Oh, I spoke too soon. 2-1. His 20th goal of the season. He's no TriStar, is he? But, you know. Oh well. Debusa doesn't quite get his clean sheet, but a good performance nonetheless. And there's the full-time whistle. That could be a massive result come the end of the season. Puts us back up there in the fight. As I say, if we beat Anderlecht next game, then cuts the gap to 6 points with 7 to play. Yeah, it's hotting up. Join me again in a minute then. I'll be back for the Anderlecht game. So quite a difficult one. And the team remains largely the same. Just a couple of changes. Gaspar's in for Vanaken in a move which I teased last time. And Sanchez is in for Hrick after his man of the match performance in the last game. It's only fair that he gets a start. The rest of the team is as it was. I think I've just clicked on Sasa by mistake. Yes, I have. So let's get into it, yeah. Anderlecht today, top of the league. Having a good season. I think, did we beat them? No, we beat Genk earlier in the season, just before Christmas. But yeah, we're in good form. Hopefully we can do the business. Pretty solid at the back. I like Sessegnon in there. Finally getting a run in the side. Murasan as well, obviously, is going to become a good player. So the Anderlecht side, Zahuani is someone I've looked at before. Was at Vitesse and is a very, very solid centre half. Yeah, just joined Anderlecht, so he's one to be aware of. Oriol Mangala there in the midfield. Nikolai Stanciu, good player. Richarlison is a good striker for them. Not much on the bench for them. 2 keepers, which suggests they might be struggling with injuries. Yeah, I think his name is Fernandez, Leonardo Fernandez. I think he's the second top scorer in the league at the moment. Level with TriStar on 14, but obviously he's missing today, so whether he's injured or I don't know. But he could be a big miss for them. And obviously we got the man in form, TriStar, so yeah, could just go our way today, which would be cool. As Briancon has a free kick, plays it to Sasa, to Wouters, Sessegnon on the left, down to Alexiev, to Gaspar, to Sanchez, Nelson, going backwards now, Gaspar, Murasan, keeping the ball and has lost it. Now they break. Can we get it back? Mangala, but Sessegnon gets there. Gives it to Wouters. Out to Alexiev. Running down the left. TriStar through the middle. Takes his man on. Oh, and Vanosh saves it. Excellent bit of play. TriStar running at him. Scaring him. Positive signs. Early doors. That's what I meant. 10 minutes gone. Still pretty even. Couple of shots for each team. Debusa to Murisan. Briancon, Wouters, Sasa. Sanchez. Don't know what happened there, but lost the ball. But Sasa's won it back. Plays it to TriStar. To Gaspar. Out to Nelson. But loses out. Can we win it back again? Richarlison to Mangala. Oh, and I think Debusa got a hand to it, but couldn't quite keep it out. We were just hit on the break. Wouters comes over there. I don't really know why. I think Debusa does get a touch to it, but not quite good enough. Just lost the ball there. Sanchez, I think that was in that move, seemed to sort of just stand on it and lost it, and then Nelson tried to keep it in and ended up losing it. It's unlucky really, but never mind. We win there. Oh, and Murisan is out of position. Wouters comes out to him, saved from Debusa. Gives it to Wouters. Briancon out to Nelson, and the highlight ends. Thank you for that, Football Manager. We are keeping the ball well. A lot of passes. A good success rate, which is good. It's what I'm asking them to do. But as half-time approaches, it looks like we're going to go in behind. Just that one goal. Certainly not game over. We can definitely get back in it. Yeah, just need a good second half. Show me something else. There we go. Looking fired up. Go on, boys. Let's get into them. Obviously, we've got good subs off the bench as well if we need them. Vanaken can come on and change the game. Hugo Chukru's got it in him now and again. Nelson to Sessegnon. Don't lose it there. TriStar does lose it there. Now Stanciu. Is Sessegnon going to make it? Oh, Murisan came over and Richarlison had all the space in the world. 16th goal of the season. They do us on the break once again. Murisan comes over. Richarlison. It's frustrating. Very frustrating. Just caught out of position. What do we do now? I think we take... what do we do? We'll take Rick on. We'll bring Rick on for Sanchez, who's booked. That'll do for now. We'll leave it 10 minutes. Probably get Cherney on in a minute. Sessegnon, Sasa, Alexiev. Beat your man. Get down the wing. Put a ball in. Sasa keeps the ball well. Rick. Now running through in on goal. Oh, it's poor. Straight at the keeper. Should have done better than that. Well, they're positive though. He's only just come on, so we will now get Cherney on for Alexiev. See if that makes a difference. And then we'll get Go Truck on for TriStar for the last 20 minutes. I think the game is gone, which is unfortunate, but we haven't played badly at all. We have just been caught on the break twice, which is just one of them things, isn't it? You know. And Anderlecht are a top team, easily the best team in Belgium at the moment. I think with another season under their belts, this team could be challenging them. You have to remember it's a young team. I think the oldest player out there at the moment is probably, I want to say Sasa or Briancon. They're probably about 26, 27. The rest of them are all sort of 19, 20. Sessignon, what are you doing? Put the ball in, don't shoot from there. Van Osh to Zahuani to Richarlison, who knocks it on. Briancon's there to mop up. Debusa, what's he going to do with it? Up towards Frick, but lost out. Are they going to close him down, or Gaspar beaten by Stanciu? Great ball to Richarlison. Good save from Debusa. And they've got a corner. Ayub on it. To the back post. Cherney clears. Brass. Now Sasa tackles. I thought he was going to get sent off. I was scared. Cherney brings it out, but nothing comes of it. And we are at full time. 2-0 Anderlecht. I'm going to assertively say that I was far from pleased. In reality, it wasn't that bad. Could have been worse. But never mind. The result over Gent was good. Keeps us in third, although everyone plays today or tomorrow, so they have opportunities to overtake us again. Cool. So, as I mentioned last episode, it's pretty hectic now in the next few weeks. We've got the Belgian Cup semi-final over 2 legs against Oostende. I'll probably bring... How shall I do it? Yeah, I think I'll miss the Lokeren game. Then next episode I'll do Oostende and OHL because they're right on our tail in the league. Then the episode after will be Oostende again and Beveren. Then it'll be Hajduk and Kortrijk. I might just do Hajduk as a double actually because Kortrijk are bottom. And then Antwerp and Gent to finish the season. Well, finish the regular season. So there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 more episodes until the split, and also depending on our progress in the cups, there'll obviously be more games if and when. And that about wraps it up. Yeah, so we'll be back on Friday. Make sure you're around for that one. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed. Click on the circle thing. And if you enjoyed it, drop a like. And yeah, we'll see you next episode.